Don't know why it had never occurred to me before. Shout out to Sanguine01 for reminding me of this inadvertently. My Chaos-infused weapon guy, he should be wearing Armor of Thorns like a Chaos Servant would. Representing our fair lady, best waifu. We're still using the Chaos Zweihander. We're in the Demon Ruins / Smouldering Lake. A few of you guys have been asking for this area, so here you go. Random invasions, doing my thing. Get off it, dude. I don't know. Right, first and foremost, let's get it out of the way. Let's go ahead and do it. This level features tons of verticality. Now, in this situation right there, against my opponent, verticality, it giveth me another verticality. But I ran back into the same opponent, Fickle, the Black Knight. This time, he summoned up a friend, also a Black Knight, and I fought them on the bridge with the Black Knight. I got more Black Knights than a fucking Monty Python movie. Here we go. I'm gonna try, though. I'm working with all this verticality. But sometimes, you know, the verticality giveth, it also taketh away. What the fuck? So, boom. Verticality. We're done with that. It's out of the way. Let's get into something else. Smouldering Lake. This is a difficult place for me to talk about, because not a whole lot of shit here that you really need help with, if I'm being totally honest. It's water, lightning resistance goes down, fire resistance goes up. There's a big Solaire lightning breathing worm, I guess, Reddit, whatever you say. Use that to your advantage. But there's also the ballista. The ballista is probably your biggest your biggest help here. Now the ballista can also hit you, but most importantly, the ballista will always shoot at the host, even if they're not in the Smouldering Lake, even if they're in the Demon Ruins, even if they're in the area before Demon Ruins. I'm speaking, of course, of the catacombs. The little bit of catacombs right before Demon Ruins. The ballista will also shoot and point you in the direction of the host. So, I wanted to make this invasion as chaotic and crazy as possible to really show off what's great about Smouldering Lake. This is a good area. It never would have occurred to me to have done an invasion video from here to talk about it, because like I said, a lot of it seems like, you know, your average invader could probably figure out, you know, a lot of this, how this to work this to your advantage, really. But I love how chaotic and crazy these fights can be when you've got the worm and the ballista and everything's going ape shit, and it's just a big crazy house, you know. Plus, you know, we got the fair lady, the chaos witches, we got the chaos infusion. I'm using Sacred Flame, which talks about what does it say in the lore? Servants of the divine, you know what I mean? Chaos servants. We got the whole fucking lore book right here. Solaire the Worm shooting off his lightning spell, getting ready to ride away on Ornstein the Dragon. Shout out to Reddit for lore theories. But let me touch on something real quick. That blue that we just killed, that blue spirit was a wizard. If I had not just booked it over there and dealt with that like I did, eventually that blue spirit would have joined up with the host, and even if both of them were shit at PvP, I'd still have one shooting spells at me from halfway across the screen, and that is a pain in the ass. A lot of times, if you guys watch invasion content, you'll see invaders just book it straight for a blue as soon as they show up, and that's why. Even if the person sucks ass, they're still going to make it a 2v1, and then worst case scenario, they're going to make it a 2v1 against a fucking wizard, which is just god-awful. So don't sleep on blues. When you're invading, if you've got, like this right here, I've got this guy pretty much where I want him. Like, I could probably finish him off right here, but I'm not going to, because I'm concerned about what this blue is going to be bringing to the party when he shows up. So after a certain point, once I get this host, you know, once I've knocked him around a few times, I'm going to go ahead and check, and I'll touch on this in a second. I'm drinking an Estus. Alright, I'm down 1. I'm going to go ahead and hit him a few more times, because how many Estus is this blue going to give me when I kill it? It's going to give me 2. So there we go. Let's go ahead and use 2. No reason not to. Let's go ahead and use 2. Let's go find this guy. Let's finish him off, and let's get those 2 back. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you see people chasing after blue spirits a lot. Even though I don't necessarily really need it, and yeah, I kind of had that host cornered, and I'm not losing anything by going and doing this. All I'm doing is I'm prolonging the invasion, for one, so that I can have this cool video where all this chaos and crazy shit happens, and two, I'm gonna have, you know, full Estus when I go back to fighting the host, because that host has, you know, he's got his full 15 Estus, and I've only got 6 on this character because I've got 1, or I think I've got 5 maybe. No, I've got 6. I've got 1 stored away as a blue Estus, Ashen Estus. So yeah, I'm gonna go deal with this blue. It just makes sense. It's just logical. Now I know that doesn't play into a lot of people's perception about how hard invasions are and they can't be won. I need my glitches and shit. But that's because they're idiots. So there's that. So he summoned up Cuculus here, and Cuculus is not a hard. She's not Barry Bonds. All right, she's not bringing the fucking thunder, dude. But she can poison you, which sucks ass. She can also get on your nerves with her whip. Doesn't do a lot of stagger, but timed wrong, it'll fuck you up. Alluring Skulls work on NPC invaders. I'm sorry, NPC phantoms. I've said this a lot. They work on NPC invaders as well. I've said this in a lot of videos, but I will say it in every video that it features because it's that important. Cuculus, you don't want her poisoning you. Why would you want to be poisoned? Just throw an Alluring Skull, and now she's not going to poison you. She's going to go deal with Solaire the Sandworm, who breathes lightning. Lore. So, this blue, again, I think that other blue that showed up that we never found, I think he fell into the Demon Ruins, and then he died down there. That had to have been what happened there. Yeah, anyway, this invasion's just absolute craziness. There's another invader in the world, but he hasn't found it to us. He hasn't found his way to us just yet. He might have actually been the one that killed that other blue. This will give me a minute to talk about something I wanted to talk about, which is the channel hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm sorry, the channel hit 5,000 subscribers the other day, which is fucking crazy because it feels like just yesterday I made a video for like, hey, we got 1,000 subscribers. Which, you know, I guess when you hit a certain number, the YouTube algorithm, as far as recommending your shit, maybe it like boosts it by a lot. I don't know. Shout out to Solaire, my boy, the original Chaos Servant. Rest in peace. Taking out that blue for me. Maybe he doesn't rest in peace. Maybe he's a worm. Lore. So, I don't know what the fuck's going on in this invasion, man. I just wanted a long, chaotic, crazy invasion, because that's what Smouldering Lake is for. When I think Smouldering Lake invasions, that's what I think, and that's what we had. So shout out to the host, Onion Boy. Shout out to that pink spirit right there, the Mad Phantom, or sorry, the Mad Dark Spirit that helped me out. Shout out to Cuculus for being there. Shout out to Solaire the Worm. Shout out to Reddit for lore, and shout out to all them blues, because God knows we need more of those dudes. We need our Estus refills. We need our Estus pinatas. Blue spirits! Can't live without them. Now, the enemies in this area are kind of shit. These Gru, they just die. That's all they do. But they also fill the hallway with poison mist, and no one can see you, and you can kill everybody from behind a cloud of purple horror. It's beautiful. So, those enemies, same with the basilisks, they fill the tunnels up with, you know, those cloud spells, those cloud effects. Use that to your advantage. Here's another guy to use to your advantage. Phantom Slayer Tarkus. I mean, Night Slayer Sorig. This dude, what did Schwa Akari call him? White Slayer Sorig? Yeah. If you catch a dude off guard while they're fighting Sorig, you can kill somebody, and that's what happens. Sorig keeps them busy, you get the kill. Now, I'm playing a pure melee build. I'm not using any spells, but I touched on this a little bit. All the cloud spells that the enemies in the area cast. If you're a wizard, this is a great place for Snap Freeze. It's a great place for Pestilent Mercury. Any spell that's like, you know, affinity, anything that can fill up a room, especially a narrow room, is great for that. If you're a faith-based caster, you might consider keeping some lightning spells on you in Smouldering Lake, because lightning defense goes down in water and fire defense goes up, and you get the benefit of that AoE damage on lightning spells, where it'll, you know, hit multiple opponents. Case in point, here's a guy casting some spells at me. You can see I'm already down to 1 Estus. These guys did a really good job of pressuring me. I kind of go all in right here, and it pays off. Now I've got 1 Estus, and I'm about to have 1 more, but now it's a 1v1. I can win this. But that guy casting spells, and the other guy swinging a greatsword, that is a fantastic tactic in a narrow hallway. These dudes gave me a fucking run for my money. No shit. This dude, unfortunately, when he gets by himself, he relies too heavily on that shield and the chaos-infused Lothric straight sword. You know, it's doing damage through that shield, and even if it's not a lot, which, you know, it's not a lot. But point is, does plenty of damage through the shield. It's not a good tactic. In this day and age, turtling is just not what it used to be, because everybody's got an elemental infusion of some sort, and they should. If Rum's gonna program the game like that, then you might as well. Now, I said I wasn't using any spells. I kind of lied. This is a pure melee build. We don't got no high speed chaos bed vestiges. We don't got none of that fancy dancy floating chaos. But what we do have is Sacred Flame, which is a melee spell. It's hard as shit to hit a good player with this spell. It's difficult to hit a bad player with it. So I got creative with it. I would wait for people to get out of animations, and then I'd hit them. And there you can see, 355 damage. That's not the full brunt of the spell, but you can't tell me I didn't hit somebody with Sacred Flame, so fuck you. Speaking of not getting hit, don't get hit by dark buffed exiles. All you dudes who are pro the glitch right now, y'all are pro glitch casting, y'all just remember, invaders are typically fighting more people than there are of them. Y'all have fun. These hallways, though, excellent place for spellcasters. If that's your build of choice, then absolutely go for it. I'm not a spellcaster guy. It just doesn't appeal to me. I like Dark Souls because I like guys in armor hitting each other with swords. It's just my shit. So I'm not much on the spell casting stuff. But I did want to hit some people with Sacred Flame. So here's another one. This time, kind of very much the same thing. Find somebody who's stuck in an animation. And there you go. Sacred Flame. It works. It counts. You can't tell me that doesn't count. So again, now I talked a little bit about Cuculus. Let me talk a little bit about Sorig. Let me talk a little bit about Black Iron Marcus. He doesn't hit hard, but like Cuculus, he has a bojillion hit points, and he can get you stunned. And if he gets you stunned, then the people who are doing real damage are gonna fuck you up. So I got rid of him again. Using the Alluring Skulls. Gotta go for those Alluring Skulls. If you're gonna invade down here, bring Alluring Skulls. Also, you can see I've got Lightning Urns. This is a Faith build, so that's his bomb of choice anyway. But those are good in the water. I apologize to this host. I should not have worn the Hornet Ring against you. I'm sorry. I did not mean to be high-speed, fancy-dancy Hornet Ring. I very much apologize, and I will, in fact, get off it, dude. Seriously, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have worn it against him. Now, having said that, this next opponent, I have no regrets about wearing the Hornet Ring. This is a good player. This is a critical fisher. You can see the parry shield. They've got it out. You can see them doing the runarounds for circle backstabs. Got the Alluring Skulls. We're gonna get Sorig over here, and I'm gonna toss it right on the wall above this hole, and he's gonna drop down in there. And then I get to deal with the host again. Now, a good player will never get hit with an Ultra Great Sword. That is a saying or a cliche that's probably for the most part true in duels. But in invasions, you can freak people out and you can hit them. A tactic I use is the L1 wiggle right there. I give you an L1 wiggle, you think it's a swing and you roll for it, roll catch. I tried again and she's caught onto it by this point. Now, clever, she goes to a dagger here and she two-hands it. She's going to start quick-stepping. I catch her with a backstep R2. I'm sorry, backstep R1 because this is Dark Souls 2. And then I switch to the straight sword because there's no way I'm gonna reliably hit a quick-step dagger with an Ultra Great Sword. When I switch to the straight sword, she switches back to her straight sword as well, so I switch back to the Ultra Great so I can just poise through some shit. But then I see she's playing really well. She's not gonna, she's a good player. So she did the R1, R1, R2 there. The reason R1, R1, R2 is good is because people roll away from straight swords, as they should. The problem with R1, R1, R2 is this. That is an easy parry. If I can get you with a medium shield on that R2, then you know what I mean? Like, think about what a buckler could do to you. You know what I mean? That's you can't rely on that against good players too much. I hit her with Quiet Resolve, and it occurs to me I need to talk about this real quick. Not y'all, I'll take that back. Some of y'all got it twisted. You come on my channel all the time talking about quiet resolve being cringy. The cringiest gesture in Dark Souls 3, in my opinion, is the point down. Nothing says I have never legitimately won a fight in Dark Souls 3 PvP quite like the point down. That is the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. But now, having said that, I don't mind point down. I'm not saying you shouldn't do point down. I take point down as sort of like trash talk. And there's nothing wrong with trash talk. It's like in-game trash talk. I think it's fine. But to me, it's a cringy gesture. And if you give me the point down, and I have the fortune to find my way back into your world, I am not going to be friendly nice guy invader. I am going to be your worst fucking nightmare. And as you can see, that's exactly what's happened. And I'll just let it play out. And I'll say this has been the Demon Ruins and the Smouldering Lake. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tried to be helpful. Tried to give you some tips. There's not a whole lot down here. Use those enemies to your advantage. Spell users. Your spells that fill up hallways. That's good shit here. In the water, lightning defense goes down. Fire defense goes up. Remember that shit. Let's wait for this guy to come back from being AFK. And I'll see you guys next time. Later, y'all. Oh, yeah, and don't point down at me. Get off it, dude.